Hi guys, today we're playing a 1900 game. This is my hero Strekolvy list. I'm trying a new unit today, so let's see how it goes. It's total 6 platoons. Let's just start with the 1 IC. Okay, so that's my 1 IC in the center, 2 IC killing a German officer, a German soldier on the right, and I paid 15 points for the battalion commissar. Right behind it, I have a 9-stand rifle MG, Hero Strekolvy Polk, with 2 Fausts. They're modeled on there. Not sure if you can see it. And I have a Storm group over here, which is a must play. So this is a guards list, it's fearless. And these are FV 9 stands, of which you can see they have Faust. You can see the modulation. This is all actually commission painted by somebody in Spain. Quite nicely done, I must say. He even modulated the street lamps. And over here, you can see that there are 4 teams with Faust, and those with walls and no Faust are pioneers. And then there are 2 guys, and then there's the red banner in the front, which makes me always attack. Those are the 2 objectives, the surrendering Germans and the Germans at risk being snuck up on by Soviets, shown before. In support, we have got my 160 mortars, which I have to pay an observer for, which I think is ridiculous, but never mind, for bang for its buck, it's great. We have my 7th Heavy Guards, obviously not complete without these, 3 IS-2s, with Blitzbring armor, 50 cals, and 3 escorts on all. And on our 5th platoon, we have the Hero Assault Tank Company, which I'm trying out this time for the first time. 2 T-34s, 2 ISU 152s, very decent. Escorts and Blitzbring where they can, and F50 cals. And lastly, of course, we have the Spetsnaz, which is unforgettable. It's command in the front, also commission painted. You can tell by the style. I don't actually have Faust on one of those guys, so that's it. So that is our 1900 6 platoons Hero Strekolvy Polk on the Berlin book. Okay, guys, so this is the 1900 PzGren Kampfgruppe from Desperate Measures. We're now going through to see what they have. He's got about 10 platoons. So in the front there, we have Remmer and the 2 IC at the back. Not actually Remmer, and it's not actually Clausewitz. These are just 2 guys. It's 1 IC and 2 IC. And then for our combat platoons, we have 3 PzGrenadier Grenadier they're SS models, all of them. These are mine. Friends just borrowing them, but they are actually all just here, so they're not fearless, they're confident. In the back we have an 88, and we have 2 Nebelwerfers with Observer and Command all there. We have 2 platoons of Pack 40s on SDKFZ 250s, 2 platoons of 2 each. We have, sorry, I think the Stooks were a mistake, they're not supposed to be there. And then we have Rudo on the side there, which is a Sturmovik, but it's Rudo. And then lastly, we have 3 Puma and Pack 40 Pumas on Puma chassis. So all in all, you have 10 platoons. Don't count the Stokes, they're not there. That was a mistake. So yeah, that's the 1900. Let's go to deployment. Okay, so we're done with deployment, and we finished our infiltrate. It's over there. So we'll start on this side. We've got our Hero Tank companies. We've got 3 IS-2s, and all here on the left flank. You can see the T-34s and the ISUs. Spetsnaz is strung out there. The command 1 and 2 stands, so 3 total. 1 IC, 2 IC, and the whole platoon that has infiltrated as far forward as they can. We drew a straight line down there, so they're all out of line of sight technically of that 1 Puma 2CM. And there's a Pack 40 behind there and the other platoon. Let me just kind of, yeah. And then over there we have our 160s, which are strung out all along the line. He has Rudel, so it's not going to matter much. And then we've got our 9 stands of rifle MG all the way down the line. So it's fairly strung out so that his recce can't just come out and assault my mortars, which is what I'm actually worried about. You can't, you see that his deployment, he's placed both his PzGrenadier platoons inside the forest for maximum protection. And then over there at the back is his two Nebelwerfers, his command half tracks for the red platoon, and his two ICs there, and his one IC is with the blue platoon. You can't see his two recce. What he did was he put two recce's on his nebs and two platoons out of his 10 platoons. So he's got here, that's the Pack 40, and then the 2cm, 2cm. So there you have it. They try to block my infiltrate as much as possible, but while staying in cover. Last thing you wanted was the IS-2s to just take their shots. Can't always rely on disengages. So anyway, that's his detection roll, and he failed. So now we're going to attacker turn 1 back up. Okay, so with attacker turn 1, we move the IS-2s forward, we move the ISU's hero tank assault forward. So we're all trying to just kind of position because he's decided that the reserves are coming from this flank, so we're getting ready for the shots. And then we've moved forward, we're preparing for an assault. We are not in their sides, so we didn't do much shooting here. That's good because we're probably going to need smoke pods for the assault. And then for shooting phase this turn, we just did one single bombardment on those two recce's over there. We missed the range-ins on 4s, so we really didn't do very much. Looks like we're just going for assault. We'll set it up, and then we'll get ready and get the assault camp. Okay, so we're going to do the assault now. We're not doing smoke pots. I'm just going to roll my tank terror. I do have a 1 IC if I need it, but we'll just roll that pass. So we'll just go straight in. We are not going to check the buildings, even though that's what we have to do if we want to go in. So we're just going to go straight for it. We have QOQ, so we don't have to worry at all about their defensive fire. They're only going to get about 6 shots max. So move into contact. Move into contact. Sorry, I'm kind of just blocking you for a little bit there. But we'll just get everyone in. 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches, and it's a bit lengthy because QOQ also does give you the 12-inch bubble, which means everybody gets to move forward. 1 IC, 2 IC, the whole shebang, everybody gets to go in. Okay, so we're all in position. We've only got he's only got his he's got an AMG on the Pack 40, so that does do 3 shots, and then he's got the 2cm and the coax over here, so he's got a fair bit of defensive fire. So he's gonna roll now. 6. Ooh, okay, in the open I didn't do smoke pot, so he did 3 hits. I'm going to allocate them to the guys at the back. That's always the best case when it comes to assaults. And now we're rolling for defensive. My saves. That's a fail. And then roll that for the guy at the back. And then that's a fail. And then that's a fail again, yeah. So I kind of removed 3 guys there, and then I have to mission tactics. I'll put you over. Yeah, so okay, so I failed 2 past 1. And now we're going in for the assaults. Over there, the Pioneer will strike first. He hits, and then over here I have 1 Faust. We'll roll the Faust first. Yeah, that's a miss, and then the normal guy rolls a hit. So he roll his save, and then we'll see how that goes. Now he's already failed. The guy on the right, and yeah, that's a fail as well. So both tanks are down. Pack 40 as well. So 2cm. We're just doing a straight up flame. Just give me a sec. It's a bit tight, and yeah. So both tanks are down. We'll do consolidate. We'll probably go into the houses. Some of us are already touching the houses, so we can just go straight in. And yeah, I think we will be back after that, and then we'll go straight to defender turn 1. Let's see how he counters this. Okay, so defender turn 1, he didn't do anything. He called Rudo in. And it's a pretty interesting tactic what he did. He moved those recce's out into the open. He's within 10, but he's expecting to pass his Stormtrooper. He didn't, and he fired in at the 160mm mortars. He did 2 MG hits, did nothing. I failed my saves, but he failed his. So what he did with smoke was he smoked my IS-2s, and then Rudo comes in and ranges in on them. And he automatically ranges in, so he just kills them, and the self-defense AA can't fire because they're all under smoke. It's a pretty good trick, but I guess Riddle's only available in one list, so it's not so bad. Aircon's a bit strong there, but yeah. So what he did was he did hit one tank with AT-11 on side armor of 8. I passed. I failed, and he could just bail me because I rolled a 3. So we're going now to attacker turn 2. Okay, so attacker turn 2, we moved the infantry up. They were gonna prepare to assault because he failed his stormtrooper, so he was within 10 inches. But they died to the IS-2s over there. They fired in, one was not concealed, so he fired in the shot with the breakthrough gun, killed one, and the other was taken out by the 50 cals shots from over here. So the infantry will probably just assault to consolidate. And over here, we moved up to kill the observer that had to fall back last round. He was moving into the house, so we killed him with SMGs. And then over here, the IS-2s moved up. Spetsnaz have moved up along, keeping a string, and the advance going strong on all sides. And we're pretty much just trying to move forward as fast as we can before we absolutely. And we're waiting for. Okay, so attacker turn 2, he has decided to do the counterattack now. You'd see that Rudo came in. He killed off one of my mortars, so I'm no longer double width. He flew in there and he hit 2. I passed 1, failed 1, and he killed that one pretty easily with the firepower 3+. And then over here, the PzGrenadiers made their way out, and the red squad all mounted up into their half tracks. Blue squad's making it across the field, and they're going to just assault me straight off the bat. It is not such a good idea because they do have QOQ and they're unpinned, so they're not pinned. And inside the building is all 5+s, and with MGs like that, they moved out. He's gonna try. He tried to hit me with Nebs. He failed, so I'm not pinned at all. He's gonna run into 9, possibly 9 defensive fire shots. We'll set up assault. Okay, so it's the assault, and he's going in. 9 stands. There are 2 openings. Let me just remove that. And there are 2 openings, so he's able to strike me twice. Yep, touch. And then, yep, all moving in. They're trying to avoid the defensive fire as best they can. It is a full squad, so I am looking at how to do this. Yeah, his one IC is joined, so he gets to rerolls if he needs it later on. Yeah, okay, so right now he's gonna roll first. I need to roll defensive fire, so I get 9 shots, and oh, I also forgot 2 of those bogged when they went out to come after me. Let me see. So okay, he rolled 9 shots. I hit him a total of 2 times. Let me see. Yeah, we're just checking range, making sure who can fire, who can't fire, and then yeah, let me just see if I can get that in the shot. Yeah, okay, we'll move that, and then we'll have a nice little space there. So you can see the 9 guys, and we'll go roll those 3, all miss. Then we'll roll the other 2 guys, which is in the first level and the second level of the house. We hit 1. And last one, we hit 2. So total, he hit him 3 times. He rolled his saves up there. He passed all, except, yeah, 1 guy. And so looking at the the hits, and now he's gonna start swinging away at my guys. He has 2 chances to go in and kill those 2 because they have to touch the openings of the building. Okay, so he'll just reroll that cock dice, and he passes both. So they're both dead. Guy inside and guy out there. Okay, so now I'm considering if I want to counter attack. What I did do was I have about 4 stands, I think 4 stands, or maybe 5, and I decided to send 3 in and keep 2 out, so I don't have to do last man standing. With mission tactics, and Red Banner will just jump around, and my 1 IC is at the back to help out later on for the platoon morale if I need it. But these guys are fearless, so we shouldn't have to worry too much. So we're just checking range. This guy's in, this guy's in, this guy's in. So yeah. So I'm gonna roll for counter. I'm just considering making a few non-assaulting teams, those who are out, and then let's try go in, force the enjoy the war rules. We roll pass, so I don't need a reroll, at least not yet. This guy moves in here, and this guy moves in there. And this guy, I do think about it, but then I think better of it and I put him back where he is since I'm in range for mission tactics anyway. So yeah, okay. So we go ahead and we start rolling. 2 dead. Not bad for the first round of fighting. And then 2 down. Now he goes straight in for an assault. He passes, and he now gets to swing. He's probably going to kill both of them. I mean, it's kind of a given, but I just needed to make sure that he paid for that in a little bit of blood. And he's got 4 rolls. He's going to roll 4 now. 2. Okay, so he rolled a 2 for the house first because it's only 2 that can be allocated to the guy in, but he passed both, so they're both dead. And I'm gonna fall back. So I fall back, and then he doesn't need to do the enjoy the war because he's still 4 out of 7, so he's still good to go. Over there you see the 2 stands, one over here, both of them. So I have 2 stands left. They are fearless, so they should pass their platoon morale. And then over here, he doesn't need to do anything yet. What is important to note, though, is that he's already lost 2 platoons out of the 5. And if I manage to wipe that single platoon that just came out at me, I might be able to actually force him to do a platoon morale. And that's the mission tactics I was talking about, which is what the Red Banner gives me. So, yeah. Over here, we're rolling for platoon morale, and we pass on fearless, because that's the only ones that become fearless vets in. And that's it. We're now going to attacker turn 3, and he's pinned. Yeah, we'll try and finish him off. Okay, so attacker turn 3. What we first did was these guys over here, the rifle MGs, who were just holding the right flank, decided to try to dig in. They failed, so they all fired only 1 shot. We fired about 5 or 6 shots in there. We only hit 2, and he passed both. The IS-2s, however, did their job. We managed to use breakthrough guns. We killed 1 of them, and the coax killed 1 more. So he had to enjoy the war. He passed 1, failed 1, and so he automatically fails last man standing. So with that, we've got down 3 platoons out of 5. Before his reserves come in, he is going to need it. Over here, I've brought my ISU company up. The 2 ICs at the back. Spetsnaz also moved up so that they can't just go around my tanks. He's kind of considering where his reserves are coming in. But before that happens, he does need to roll his company morale. So we're just going to see that right now. See if this game can end. Okay, fine. So we're gonna go for another round. I'm probably gonna have to take out whatever platoon he wants on, and that's a 6, so he gets 1 reserve in. So he is quite lucky there, but we'll see what we can do about that guy. And then IS2s, Okay, so defender turn 3. He rolled his company morale. You saw he passed that. He got his reserves in, and they are the SDKF said pack 40s and the half track 250 half tracks, 251s, I think. Yeah, 251s. And both of them came in. They fired into the side of my IS2s, and then they stormtrooped into that position there. So they actually was square up against the wreck, fired through it, and then they kind of moved backwards. He had to stay 2 inches away from the building. The red squad over there, they all jumped out of their half tracks and into the woods. They're gonna have to protect that objective, especially if my rifle MGs are gonna move in very soon. His Nebs did try and bombard the IS2s. Didn't work out very well, and they just bailed one IS2 so far, so it's not too bad. And yeah, so we did one more remount over there. So already going turn. Okay, so attacker turn 4, pretty damn quick. Okay, so IS2's moved forward again. We didn't have much to shoot at, so we're just kind of getting ready for the assaults that we know is going to have to happen in the woods against those Faust. Over here, the ISU Hero Assault Tank Company, we came up, one IS-152 moved, one T-34 moved. We took out one of the Pack 40s instantly with a 1+ firepower and auto penetration, and the other one we missed completely. So they're still there, don't have the pass, they enjoy the war, and we don't have to force them to make a company morale just yet. We did use the 160 mortars to take out one Nebelwerfer, so now he's down to one gun. Okay, so defender turn 4. He got one more platoon on. These guys, the red squad, dug in, remain on the ground. They're trying to stop them. These Pack 40s, the one that survived, he moved round, took a pot shot into the IS2s, missed. Over here, this is reserves. The 2 Pack 40 guns moved on. They didn't actually end there. They tried to shoot at the IS2s. I passed both sides at 3+ long range, and now they've stormtrooped into this position so that the ISU 152s and the T-34s can't kill them too easily. He's still trying to decide his facing. Uh, but whatever it is, he's concealed. So even with volley fire, we might not be able to hit him on 5s. So yeah, we'll now go to attacker turn 5 and now try to. Okay, so we're at attacker turn 5. We now need to move around, see what we can do there. IS2s move to give their front to whatever reserves are coming on. We did take a shot at the Pack 40 SDKF set 250, didn't work out very well. Over here we fired 2 shots over here at long range, 6s, and because they're concealed, we're playing as tall grass, so they do get the concealment for not having turret. And then the IS2s fired at the Pack 40, missed. These T-34s hit these, but we failed firepower, so it's just a bail. And so everything seems pretty good. Oh, we did a full bombardment of my 160mm mortars on the last neb, and we failed to range in on all 6 attempts. So it's quite a sad round of quite disappointing, really. But you know what? We're gonna try doing something which we really like to do, and this is sneaking up on tanks. So we're just getting ready for the assault now. Sneaking up on tanks happens whenever you have got somebody within 4 inches concealed by terrain, and I didn't move, didn't shoot, I just charged straight away. So I need to pass my tank terror first, but let me just make sure that the angle is alright and you guys can see all these rolls, because assaults are just such a fun part of this game. Don't want you guys to miss any part of that. So tank terror first, and I pass. So now we're all going in. 2 teams can sneak up, so as long as I touch the team with one of my infantry teams that is sneaking, that tank team can't DF. So all 3 of them, I got 1 pioneer, and we'll try and hit the pioneer first, and we'll see if he does get it. And then the other 2, and then 1 I see are just normal. Nope, that's a pioneer's a miss, and the other 2 guys we hit. So that's not so bad. He rolls his saves, and he passes. He passes everything. The 5 and the 6 and the. That's a cocked, so he rolls it again, and he's fine. He then rolls to hit back, he counters, and he's successful in that, and he's killed one guy, so I need to decide whether I kill the Pioneer, the command team, or I kill my one IC, and obviously I have to kill the Pioneer. So I do have to roll 2 morale after this. But I roll the counter first, I pass. So we go back in for the swings, and 2 of them. 1 hits on a 4. He has to roll his save. He does pass, and he swings back again. He fails his counter, so he's trying to run away now. But the rules state that he can't go anywhere within anywhere which will bring him closer to an assaulting team, closer to an enemy team. So as you see right now, I have him surrounded by the 2 IS-2s and my guys, so he can't go anywhere. He can't move, and because he can't move, he's captured straight away. So this does mean that he actually gets captured. We're actually kind of discussing it a little bit on whether he can just move out straight, but then the only way you can move closer or break through the enemy is if you pass your counter and you choose to run away, which in this case he didn't. He decided to just run. So we're kind of looking how we're gonna do that. Even then, this would bring him towards my commissar. So it's a little bit itchy in that sense. So whatever it is, we decided that it is captured because I do surround him and he can't move. I pass my platoon morale and I put this guy back inside the compartments, and we're gonna stick around. And we're going to defender turn 5. We're back after. Okay, so defender turn 5 with the killing of that pack 40. It's now a 4-3 of what's left on the table. We've killed 4 platoons and he's 3 platoons left. He has to roll his company morale. He's getting ready for the dice roll and he rolls it, and it's a 2. He picked it up pretty quick. Okay, so whatever it is, it was a pretty good battle. 6-1. Looked like it was pretty damn bloody. My guy doesn't need to roll platoon morale because he lost on his team. He doesn't. We don't have to roll last man standing. Thankfully, I would really hate to have lost that to a 5-2, but we did get a 6-1, so it's fairly good score. Can't complain.